Hello, my name is Darrell Kwao. Welcome to Business. In our first story, Chairman of the National Development Planning Commission, Professor Stephen Adai, has joined calls for a thorough review of the single spine salary structure for public sector workers. He told my colleague Eben Sabute the current state of the policy is negatively impacting on the country's revenue, adding government must form a bipartisan committee with the inclusion of labor unions to review it.
Well, the single spine, what it has done is that it has increased government expenditure on wages. Practically, many of the departments and the ministries don't have what to work with. And therefore, as a country, we can continue paying salaries, and of course, they are even asking for more. And very soon, if we are not careful, we have 100% of our revenue going to pay salaries and nothing for them to work with. I believe that this idea of payers and we'll think about productivity later can only happen in government. Productivity and wages should be always determined at the same time. I would like to see a tripartite agreement whereby, or in this case, bipartisan one between the labor in the public sector and the government, saying that, look, there's not going to be any salary increase unless there's a corresponding increase in productivity reflected in government revenue.
I guess that will be subject for debate in the coming days. Moving on now, the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, as well as Innovation, has reviewed plans to fight the waste menace by introducing proper waste disposal methods. According to research, waste segregation would be the solution to the current challenges with waste management in Ghana. Deputy Minister of the Ministry of Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation, Patricia Appiagyei, explained that government will soon enforce waste segregation with the introduction of new waste bins.
In Ghana, our waste consists of organic, and the larger portion of our waste is in organic waste. But we also have a certain percentage in the plastic waste. And if we can ensure that we dispose of this waste appropriately by providing bins for all households, and therefore we can recover the entire waste that is generated within the system, it will be possible to turn it around and reuse it for circular purposes. So I think going forward, that is one thing that we need to work on. We have done a lot of education on how to dispose of waste, how to segregate waste. What is left is to ensure that we have a policy where each household can also we can provide each household with a bin to ensure that we can realize all the waste that are generated.
The Board of Directors of Republic Bank Ghana Limited has announced the appointment of Farid Anta as the Managing Director of the bank following receipt of regulatory approval from the Bank of Ghana. Mr. Anta succeeds Anthony Jordan, and he's an experienced banker with over 39 years of professional and practical exposure in the banking and financial services industry. He is expected to continue the transformation process started by his predecessors with a view of growing Republic Bank into a Tier 1 bank in Ghana. Here's Mr. Anta speaking to my colleague Novan Akwaheford.
My big thing, again, it's on the delivery of service. I mean, I was privileged. I came in at the right time. We had our Blue Stars Awards on the first weekend I came in. And that's where you recognize the people who have performed and exceeded the expectations. And the energy in that room was phenomenal. And you want to build on that. So we need to have a proper reward mechanism. But I think the staff are seeing the value of that service that we're able to provide to the customers. And that's where we just need to ensure that the entire organization is speaking the same language about service, delivery, standards, and understanding what we do and how it impacts the organization. Everyone in the organization serves a purpose. No one is lesser than anyone else. We may have a title, but every job in the organization is important. So it's to build the self-esteem of the staff, what we can do as an organization, and reward what we have done, what we do.
All right, so in the next 5 years, what should customers expect? Or what should we expect as a country as far as, or how do you see the bank in the next 5 years under your leadership here?
Again, so my role is to help develop and execute the strategic direction of the organization. Our goal is to be in the tier 1 of the banking sector in Ghana.
Well, it's back to Bernice, who is excited about the next segment.
Thank you very much. Definitely, I am excited because Liverpool, what an epic performance. Benedict also joins me shortly. We'll be discussing that game and preview tonight's action between Tottenham Hotspur and Ajax.